And we are live. We are live with an unboxing. Gonna give it a little bit of time for people to show up. Gonna give it a minute or two. People might be out to lunch. Okay, so we got in, sorry I got an itchy eye. We got in a book order. According to the manifest, it is mostly young adults, and it is mostly graphic novels. Now, this one might be. Snippy, snippy, snip, snip. I don't have very good scissors for this. Okay. Looks like it is not a book, but a DVD in the Amazon package. It is something that we have been waiting for a long time. I've got to mirror this so that you guys can actually read what it is. Yellowstone Season 4. We have been waiting for this for a while, folks. Okay, now we're going to go on to the box. To the box. The box. Everyone loves the box. Okay. So these are titles that are going to be available soon as we can let them out, and as soon as they are in our catalog. So I'm going to put the snippy snippy and the snippy snippy. So, get a look into the box. We'll go through these a bit one by one, and if you see any you like, remember that they are going to be available here at the library. So, ribbon terror, ribbon terror, ribbon terror, ribbon terror. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm working low budget. Okay. A medical breakthrough, the discovery of germs. There's quite a few of these. Oh, incubators. And the first heart transplant. These are all graphic novels. So. Okay, this next one is Save Yourself. Looks pretty interesting. Ao, Theo, Thel, and Jen, better known as the Lovely Trio, first burst into the scene 5 years ago when they saved Earth from a surprise space monster attack. As a result, everyone idolizes them, making them as superhero pop icon magical girls, including Gigi, whose brother died as a bystander in one of their battles. But when Gigi witnesses the Lovely Trio battling a monster firsthand, she sees something that causes her to question everything she thought she ever knew about heroes and the monsters they fight, who may not be monsters at all. What she learns might save the world, but only if she can survive the Lovely Trio herself in this magical new graphic novel from the team behind Pandora's Legacy, writer Bones Leopard, Identical, and artists Kelly and Nicole Matthews from Just Beyond. This is numbers 1 through 4 in 2-1 format. For our Minecraft lovers out there, The Mobestiary. This book contains a life's work of devoted naturalist and Minecraft mob expert. The naturalist has collected information on the habits, habitats, and hallmarks of every creature discovered thus far, from the humble chicken to the terrifying ender dragon. These findings are illustrated with full-color sketches. Let's see. Got stuff like that. Okay. The Hazards of Love. Emperor's deal with the talking cat was simple. A drop of blood in Emperor's name would become a better person. Their mother and abuela would never worry about them again, and they'd finally be worthy of dating straight-A student Iolante. But when the cat steals their body, becoming the better person they were promised, Amparo's spirit is imprisoned in a land of terrifying, flesh-hungry creatures known as Bright World, with cruel and manipulative masters, and a society that feeds on memories. Amparo must use their cleverness to escape without turning into a monster like the rest. On the other side, Iolante begins to suspect the new Amparo has a secret, and after the cat in disguise vanishes, she's left searching for answers with a no-nonsense medium from the lesbian mafia, and the only person who might know the truth about the Bright World. Ooh, another chunky one. Oxy by Mari Aokoiru. If I mispronounced that, please let me know. Porling is a little bear. She's a bit different from her brothers. Mother keeps their family safe, for the forest is full of dangers. It is there that Mana lives with her shadow children. Above them all, Emu, the great-grandmother in the sky. From the heart of Finnish folklore comes breathtaking tale of mothers, daughters, stars, and legends, and the old gods and the new. Oh, another one of these was to slip down. Medical breakthroughs, x-rays. I've had plenty of those in my lifetime. Himawari House by Harmony Becker. When Nao returns to Tokyo to reconnect with her Japanese heritage, she books a year-long stay at the Himawari share house. There she meets Hyo Jung and Tina, two other girls who came to Japan to freely forge their own paths. The trio live together, share meals, and even attend the same Japanese language school, which results in them becoming fast friends. But will they be able to hold one another up as life tests them with new loves, old heartbreaks, and the everyday challenges of being a fish out of water? When you land, clap when you land. Kind of been looking forward to this one. Camino Rios lives for the summers where her father visits her in the Dominican Republic. But this year, on the day when his plane is supposed to land, Camino arrives at the airport to see crowds of crying people. In New York City, Yahaira Rios is called to the principal's office where her mother is waiting to tell her that her father, her hero, has died in a plane crash. Separated by distance and Poppy's secrets, the two girls are forced to face a new reality in which their father is dead and their lives are forever altered. And then, when it seems like they've lost everything, they learn of each other. Puppy's death uncovers all the painful truths he kept hidden, and the love he divided across an ocean. And now Yahira and Camino are both left to grapple with what a new sister means to them and what it will take to keep their dreams alive. In a novel in verse that brims with both grief and love, award-winning and best-selling author Elizabeth Acevedo writes about the devastation of loss, the difficulty of forgiveness, and the bittersweet bonds that shape our lives. Hi, people. I see we've got a lot more people joining us, so hi, I'm glad to see you. I'm in the middle of an unboxing right now. we just got in a shipment. It's mostly graphic novels, although we've had a couple of actual books in them. I'm just reading the blurbs. These will be available for checkout here at our library. If anything sounds interesting, just say so. If you have any questions. How are all of you guys finding me? Seriously, there's been like 10 of you in the past minute. How are you all finding me? Anyways, if you guys have any questions about what it's like working in a library, especially a public library in a small town, which is what we are, just ask. I will try and answer them as many as I can. Yes, I am having a good day. Apologize if I pronounce this horribly wrong, but Sasha? I'm gonna call you Sasha. We're having a great day. It's cold, but at least it's warm down here. And we just got new books in, and that's always exciting. So, okay, what is our next one? This one I don't think is a graphic novel. No, this is an actual book, much like the Clap When You Land. This one is The Blackbird Girls. A disaster that changes their lives. A friendship that lasts a lifetime. Hey, I'm eating my hair for some reason. On a spring morning, neighbors Valentina Kaplan and Oksana Savchenko wake up to an angry red sky. A reactor at the nuclear power plant where their fathers worked, Chernobyl, has exploded. Before they know it, the two girls, who have always been enemies, find themselves on a train bound for Leningrad to stay with Valentina's estranged grandmother, Rita Grigorievna. I apologize if I do mispronounce these names. I don't speak Russian or Ukrainian or any of those other Slavic languages, and their names sometimes trip me up. In their new lives in Leningrad, they begin to learn what it means to trust another person. Oksana must face the lies her parents told her all her life. Valentina must keep her grandmother's secret, one that could put all their lives in danger. And both of them discover something they wished for, a best friend. But how far would you go to save your best friend's life? Would you risk your own? Told in alternating perspectives among the three girls, Valentina and Oksana in 1986 and Rivka in 1941, this story shows that hatred, intolerance, and oppression are no match for the power of friendship. Seriously, how are you guys finding me? Ooh, another one. Okay, this one's definitely a graphic novel. Other Boys by Damien Alexander. Damien is the new kid at school, and he has a foolproof plan to avoid the bullying that's plagued him up to this point in childhood. He's going to stop talking. Starting on the first day of 7th grade, he won't utter a word. If he keeps his mouth shut, the bullies will have nothing to tease him about, right? Wrong. His vow of silence just makes him a bigger target and doesn't keep his classmates from discovering the many ways Damien is different. His family doesn't look like the kind you see on TV. His mother is dead, his father is gone, and he's being raised by his grandparents in a low-income household. And he does things that other boys tease him about, like playing with dolls instead of action figures. But if boys can be so cruel, why does Damien have a crush on one? Oh, this is an autobiography, isn't it? Yes. Yes, that's going to be available for checkout sometime soon, hopefully. We have a Junji Ito book. Deserter by Junji Ito. If you don't know who that is, he is the master of horror manga from Japan. I've read one of his series, Uzumaki. You might also see it called Spiral, because that's what Uzumaki translates to. And yeah, the guy has a very twisted mind. Very twisted storytelling. And it's awesome. Okay, I'm about to go on. An ever-increasing malice, a mind-numbing terror. See the seeds of horror sown in this collection of Junji Ito's earliest works. A vengeful family hides an army deserter for 8 years after the end of World War II, cocooning him in a false reality where the war never ended. A pair of girls look alike, but they're not twins, and a boy's nightmare threatens to spill out into the real world. This hauntingly strange story collection showcases a dozen of Junji Ito's earliest works from when he burst onto the horror scene, sowing fresh seeds of terror. This is going to be good. So good. Dun, dun, dun. Kaiju number 8. It's the first volume. Yes, because the second volume doesn't come out until November, I do believe. With the highest kaiju emergence rates in the world, Japan is no stranger to attack by deadly monsters. Enter the Japan Defense Force, a military organization tasked with the neutralization of kaiju. Kafka Hibino, a kaiju corpse cleanup man, has always dreamed of joining the force, but when he gets another shot at achieving his childhood dream, he undergoes an unexpected transformation. How can he fight kaiju now that he's become one himself? Kafka hopes to one day keep his pact with his childhood friend Mina to join the Japan Defense Force, and fight by her side. But while she's out neutralizing kaiju as 3rd Division captain, Kafka is stuck cleaning up the aftermath of her battles. When a sudden rule change makes Kafka eligible for the Defense Force, he decides to try out for the squad once more. There's just one problem. He's made the Defense Force's neutralization list under the codename Kaiju number 8. So, yeah, that's interesting. Very interesting. Okay, next up is Stamped for Kids. This, I guess, is these. We have the young adult version. This one looks to be aimed more at middle school level, I'm going to say. It's called Stamped for Kids, Anti-Racism and You. Racism, Anti-Racism and You. So yeah, it looks like Hatchet doesn't put ages on their books. Anyways, we have the young adult version of this one. Race, the R word, but actually talking about race is one of the most important things to learn how to do. Adapted from the groundbreaking bestseller Stamped: Racism, Anti-Racism and You, this book takes you on a journey from present to past and back again. You'll find where racist ideas came from, identify how they impact America today, and meet those who have fought racism with anti-racism. Along the way, you'll see how you can identify and stamp out racist thoughts in your own life. Ibram X. Kennedy's research, Jason Reynolds and Sonia Cherry Paul's writing, and Rachel Baker's art come together in this vital read, enhanced with a glossary, timeline, and more. That'll be available soon on the shelves. Crushing by Sophie Burrows. It's another. It doesn't look like it has any words, which is kind of neat. She's lonely and searching for connection. He's lonely but afraid to reach out. But is finding someone else really the answer to their problems? Crushing is a story told in silence. A story about connections in the big city, making them, missing them, and longing for them. Between Shades of Grey, the graphic novel. One girl's epic journey of survival. June 1941, a knock comes at the door of 15-year-old Lena Vilkas changes her life forever. She's arrested by the Soviet secret police and deported from Lithuania to Siberia with her mother and younger brother. The conditions are horrific, and Lena must fight for her life and for the lives of those around her, including the boy she loves. Risking everything, she secretly passes along clues in the form of drawings, hoping they will reach her father's prison camp. But will her messages and her courage be enough to reunite her family? And will they be enough to keep her alive? A moving and haunting novel by best-selling and award-winning author Ruta Sepetys, now available in a stunning graphic novel. Another one of these, Medical Breakthroughs, Antibiotics. Cheer up, love, and pom-poms. Annie is smart is a smart antisocial lesbian starting her senior year of high school who's under pressure to join the cheerleading squad to make friends and round out her college application. Her former friend, Bebe, is a people pleaser, a trans girl who must keep her parents happy with her grades and social life in order to maintain their support of her transition. Through the rigors of squad training and amped up social pressures, not to mention microaggressions and other queer youth problems, the two girls rekindle a friendship they thought they'd lost and discover there may be other sweeter things springing up between them. Oh. Our Stories Carried Us Here. Graphic novel anthology. Stanford scientist, deaf student, indigenous activist, black entrepreneur, DACA student, all immigrants and refugees. Okay, I would argue that recount journeys from their home countries in 10 vibrant and diverse illustrated stories. Faced by unfamiliar vistas, they are welcomed with possibilities and confronted with challenges and prejudice. Our Stories Carried Us Here, a graphic novel anthology, surfaces the depth of the storytelling that is authentic, unapologetic, and with real complex and difficult issues. Timely, sobering, and insightful, Our Stories Carried Us Here acts as a mirror and a light to connect us all with the immigrant and refugee experience. Interesting. Somalia, Yemen, and Egypt. Myanmar, that's Burma, Myanmar, Bangladesh and Malaysia, Jamaica, Guatemala, Chad and Cameroon, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Mexico and Philippines, Vietnam and Liberia and Guinea. So the main characters are from, or the storytellers. Another. Medical breakthroughs, vaccines. 2 more books and we are done. A Spark Within the Forge. An Ember in the Ashes graphic novel. Before they were torn asunder, siblings Laia and Darren lived comfortably with their Nan and Popo in the scholar district of Marshall-ruled Sarah. While Laia is afraid to venture outside her home due to the heavy martial presence, Darren loves to explore all the parts of the city, even those that are forbidden. As a dangerous illness spreads through Sarah, Laia must confront her deepest fears in order to save a community besieged by disease. Meanwhile, Darren has an encounter with famed swordsmith Spiro Teluman that leads him down a precarious path away from his family, but towards hope for his people. Well, that's interesting. And the last one is a book. 24 Hours to Kill. Or 48 Hours to Kill. I say 24. 48 Hours to Kill. Serving a 10-year sentence in a Nevada prison for armed robbery, Ethan Lockhart hopes that he can one day become a productive, law-abiding member of society. But society has other plans for Ethan. When he's given a 48-hour furlough to attend his sister Abby's funeral, he learns that her body was never found, just enough blood to declare her dead instead of missing, and he begins to suspect there's more to her death than was reported. Ethan decides to use his 48-hour window to find out what happened, but to get it to the bottom of the mystery, he'll have to return to his unsavory past. Ethan teams up with his sister's best friend, Whitney, in a search for the truth. United in their shared grief, their chemistry, both emotional and physical, also begins to heat up, but romance goes on hold as the suspects mount. Ethan's old boss, Shark, a mid-level loan shark, now heads a criminal empire. As Ethan and Whitney discover more clues, they become more convinced that Shark is responsible for the murder, but they have no proof. If Ethan is going to solve his sister's murder in 48 hours, he will have to become the criminal he swore he'd never be again. So, yeah. And that is it for today. I will be posting this up on YouTube. See ya, folks.